Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video, and this is going to be a special collab I did with Arise Quest. So super cool dude, fellow content creator. We went ahead and put together a hunter tier list for you guys. Hopefully it'll help you decide who you want to summon and kind of just recap all of the different strengths and weaknesses for each hunter, both SSR and SR alike. So definitely go support his channel, guys. It's on the screen right now. I'll also put a link to it in the description. Go subscribe, please support him. Just like if you support me, and that would be much appreciated from you guys. And we are going to be doing more collabs in the future, so hope you enjoy. And yeah, I'll let the video play from here. Take care, guys.
Alrighty, hey guys, how we doing? Today we got a special guest here, Ember. How you doing, man? You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing good, man.
That's great. Honestly, we are gonna be covering a quick little tier list for all the hunters here, obviously with the SRs and the SSRs, but also a special guest appearance here, Gogan He and Hansame, since they are the latest addition to our roster. How are you feeling about that?
Feeling pretty good. Obviously, kind of an interesting new additions to the game, but yeah, happy to talk about that in this video and rate these hunters.
Alright, you want to start off with the SRs then?
All right, yeah. So basically, I think what we plan to do for this is go from just left to right, SRs and then SSRs just to make it a little bit easier. And we'll give our thoughts pretty briefly and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds perfect. Starting with Ana Ruiz, where would you place her?
Anna Ruiz, she's actually not a horrible SR. There's obviously some better, some worse. So maybe like, I don't know what you feel about like B tier or something like that.
I agree. I think she definitely deserves a B tier. Solid place to start off with her, honestly. And what about Han? How do you feel? How do you feel about Han?
Han might be a little bit better, honestly. I think she has a little bit more utility because like if you don't have some of the water-based hunters, she's one that is actually not too bad early on. So yeah, I don't know, maybe B tier as well.
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna put her in the C tier because I think that there's way better units for the B tier. But again, I'll post a picture of your tier list at the end of the video, if that's okay with you. Obviously, we're gonna talk about like which ones that we want here. But yeah, I'll leave like the differences between our tier lists at the end of the video comparison. You
Yeah.
okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
and I think that we might adjust some as we go, by the way. So we might rearrange it a little bit at the end.
okay. Fair enough. Okay, Dong Suk or Dong Suk. Where would you put him? I think he's a pretty solid unit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him here. Actually, he's one of the few breakers that I actually enjoy playing, especially early on in the game.
Yeah, I think he's actually a decent breaker. And there's not too many dark base breakers. I mean, you have Lim, but he's kind of the next one up in that category. So yeah, definitely not a
Hmm.
bad option to have.
That's true. I agree. What about Joe? What do you think about Joe? I think Joe
So,
also belongs in the B tier. B
um,
tier. He's early game is not the best. Honestly, like he's not the best light unit out there, but he's a good early game hunter. Like I'm talking extremely early. As a free to play player, I think he would either be in the high C's, low B's. I think that's where he belongs. What do you think?
yeah, I'd probably put him high C. I think he's good for some of the side quests when you're early on in the story, but past those,
Hmm.
I don't really see a use for him. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Kang, honestly, I'm gonna put him here. I think he belongs in the A tier. He does a ton of damage. His bleed is insane, and especially now that we're gonna be receiving Dark, especially now with the Battlefield of Trials, the challenge mode. I think he's definitely one of the units that you're gonna have to rely on, especially if you don't have things like SM Bake or Lim, that kind of thing, or Libora even. So yeah,
Yeah, I definitely like King Taeshik. I mean, he's kind of infamous from the anime and the webtoon, and he actually is a decent hunter in the game. So yeah, I kind of like him in
ton
the
of
A.
DPS. Yeah, with the bleed potential. Honestly, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think another strong unit that I'm going to be putting in the A tier list here is going to be Kim Chul. He's a solid breaker in my opinion. Not as good as obviously as Kang in my opinion, but he's definitely a very solid unit, and he can definitely be one of those units that you can depend on or rely on for break damage and shielding.
Yeah, I think if you don't have Bach or Bake, however you say his name, I think Kim Chul is kind of like a good backup option to have. So yeah, I think he's
True.
definitely A tier caliber.
That's very true. Now we all know where this is gonna belong. I'm just gonna save us the other Kim. This is the bad Kim. So this is the good Kim. This is the bad Kim. I'm gonna put the bad Kim here in the D tier. If you agree with me
Yeah,
on that one.
I don't think we really need to say too much. Just nobody really uses him. So yeah, just leave him down in D.
Okay, what about Juhi though? She's interesting. She had her ups and downs honestly, but where would you put Juhi here,
Yeah,
especially as an early game character?
Yeah, Juhi kind of has a special place in my heart because of the early access. I don't know if how many of you guys played early access, but she's one of those hunters that you kind of used a lot in early access, but definitely falls off as you progress throughout the game. So maybe in bottom of B or top of C. I don't know. It's up to you.
Honestly, I think she belongs in B. She's a great unit when it comes down to the early game content. Provides a lot of survivability, buffs your whole team, and you get her quite a lot of times as a free unit in your challenge rewards. So I think she definitely belongs in B. She's a solid pick, but then you have to replace her as the game progresses, obviously.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's fair.
Now, Nam or Nam, I don't know how you guys say it, but I think she definitely deserves the A spot here. Absolutely broken wobble, insane breaking capability, especially for floor 25. I don't know if you use her or not, but she's definitely one of those more free to play friendly options that you can definitely go for. What are your thoughts on Nam?
Yeah, I really like Nam, especially just even an Encore for Cerberus for there as well. I think she definitely has her place in the game. She's got some good utility with her break, so I feel like she definitely deserves at least A tier, so that's a good spot.
Yeah, also big shout out to actually the Cerberus fight. She is insanely strong in that as well. Now Park, this is the bad Park again. So we have bad Kim, bad Park, and then good Park. I think bad Park deserves to be in the D tier. Good Park deserves to be in the A tier. How high are we putting her in the A tier though? I think that's the question.
Yeah, she fits really nicely. So like let's say because we're gonna get to Hansei Mi later on, but if you don't have Hansei Mi, like Park is a good alternative. So I would say definitely above Kim Chol. It's up for debate if she's better than Kang, but it's up to you. I'd definitely have her somewhere in A though, above Kim Chol.
I honestly think that she's definitely above Kim, just mainly because of the wind element, because that is what we're currently, you know, in most need of, and most of the things that we're fighting right now is wind. So I'll probably put her here for now.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Fair enough. The second to last SR unit here. Where are we putting him? Again, he's a good early game unit, but how good are we talking? Are we talking C tier? Are we talking B tier? I'm not gonna do him the injustice of putting him in the D tier because he honestly carried me a lot through my early game content. I feel like he deserves a C at least. He's not as strong as these units, I would say. I think these guys are literally here. What are your thoughts? Where would you put him?
Yeah, again, kind of for me, it has a special place in my heart from the early access because you use him a lot early on in the game. But obviously, he's not a very strong hunter. I think he's fine. He might be above, maybe top of C is probably where I'd put him.
So you would put him here?
Yeah, I think that's pretty comfortable.
I can live with that. Honestly, I can live with that. Uh, Now Jinho, I think he's another great unit. I would put him here just for the fact that you get a couple of good copies of him throughout the challenges that you complete. He's a solid breaker. He's better than Kim in the fact that he also provides a heal, and you get multiple advancements of him for free throughout the challenges. Like I said, what do you think?
Yeah, I like that as well. He's got a little bit better utility than Kim Chol. So I just in terms of progressing through some of the early content in the game, getting to the mid and late game, he could be important and very helpful for a lot of free-to-play players.
That's really good. All right. Now that brings us to the end of our SR list, but now we're starting the big dogs, the SSRs. Should we do it from the left to right again? So should we start with Yo Soyeon here and then Alicia and then do the rest?
Uh, we can start from Alicia and then go like top like so left to right and then top to bottom basically.
Okay. So left to right first. Let's go Alicia. I'm gonna go straight ahead and put her here. There's no competition when it comes down to Alicia. She's definitely a top tier hunter. Great for wobble. Great for any water content, and great for other content to carry out throughout the game as well. One of my strongest hunters. What do you think?
Yeah, she's definitely one of my strongest hunters. I think that in something that I did for her is level her weapon up to 100 first for my hunters. It's very important to get her weapon leveled up and her gear that will kind of carry you guys through wobble. So yeah, definitely SS for sure. Probably towards the top of that even.
Fair enough. What about Bake? Now this is a controversial pick. Where would you put Bake? Would you put him A? Would you put him S? S plus? I think he's one of the best breakers in the game. Question is how good are we talking?
Yeah, Bake is really good. He has good utility. I really like him against the spider. He has his part in the game. I would probably put him in S plus, but maybe towards the end. So we'll put some people in front of him, but I think that he could be like bottom of S plus.
I think I agree there. It's either S plus or S, especially with the new buffs that he received. His competition is obviously going to be the man himself, Gogan He. So I don't know how good he is at the minute. I might even bump him a little bit down to the S tier, but we'll see as the thingy goes, as the list goes. Let's see Cha now. Cha, I think obviously belongs in the SS.
Yeah.
She's an insane DPS unit. What are your thoughts on Cha?
Yeah, I mean, we don't probably need to comment too much. Just insane damage, helpful for, many different parts of the game. So SS, yeah, no competition there.
Fair enough. Choi, another interesting pick. Where would you put him? I think
Choi?
he belongs S.
Yeah.
Solid S for me. Solid S. Not too broken, not too strong. Could definitely be better. Could definitely be a lot worse. That's for sure. But he is an S unit for sure, and a
Yeah.
lot of damage.
I think he deserves a little bit of a buff, to be honest. I think that he's very niche, only against fire. Like, I would only use him maybe in the story mode against some of the ice bears that you have to play in like the chapters. But other than that, I don't really use him too much. So yeah, probably S is fine.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving on to the girl, the greatest and latest addition to the game. Where would you put Mire? Would you put her above Alicia? Would you put her behind Alicia, behind Cha? Where would you put her?
Mireille,
Because
yeah,
this is SS, honestly, for sure. That's for sure.
definitely SS. You do have to wait for her ultimate to pop to really get the full value out of her. Whereas like Cha, she has value even without her ultimate because she stops monsters from healing. But I would probably put her to the right of Cha, but you can, it's something we can go back and forth about. I don't know. It's up to you.
Honestly, I would put her here, just because, like you said, she has to charge up her ultimate, but you also have to remember that her weapon gives her that ultimate charge. So if that's the case, you can just level her weapon a bunch, and she's going to be definitely useful. Insane unit for right now, honestly. Whether that's for Wobble or other content, no comparison. Honestly, top 3 DPS by far. I think that's where she belongs, at least for me.
Yeah, I can live with that. That sounds good.
Good, good. Now Emma is an insane breaker. I think she's definitely better than Bake in that sense, because in my opinion, she deserves the S plus position right there. Again, she has a special place in my heart as well, but I still think that this does her justice. She definitely belongs to be in that place. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really like Emma. She's kind of like when there's issues with the game about like the quality of life and how long it takes to play like your dailies in the game, whereas like with Emma, she's has a lot of AoE which can clear some of the ads. So in terms of just value to the game, getting through content faster, Emma is super important. So yeah, either top of S plus or I would even consider her maybe bottom of SS, but yeah, it's one of those two slots. She's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. I still think don't think that she belongs in the SS tier just yet, but yeah, I think she definitely deserves a spot in the S plus with that break, defense span, and AoE. So yeah, moving on to one of the most hated characters by far, Dong Pu, as we like to call him here in Reapers Inc. But I don't know, like, where would you put Dong Pu? If it was for me, D tier, honestly, there's no place for him in our game. But I still have to do him justice. I think he still belongs in either A or even S, right behind Choi. I don't know. I'm actually curious about your thoughts on this one.
I honestly think that there's SRs better than Huang over here. I'd probably put Huang below Park in the A, so like maybe above Jinho, but like I don't know. I just think that you get more utility out of people like Nam. Whereas like with Huang, he's got zero utility. He does a little bit of damage, and that's about it. So that's it. I don't know.
Fair enough. Honestly, I like just because I hate him, I agree to putting him here. Honestly, so yeah. Now moving on to some of the latest and the best supports in my opinion. I think Libor deserves definitely to be in the S tier. Sorry, excuse me, S plus tier for being a solid support here. What are your thoughts? Definitely buffing things like the dark damage, SM Bake, and Lim here when it comes down to the support units.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts about that?
yeah, I like Libora, and with the new guild boss, I think she kind of has new
Oh yeah, she
life.
excels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she kind of
true.
comes back to life in the guild boss. So now that that's out and that content is pretty important, yeah, I think that she deserves a spot in S plus. I think that's fine.
That's true. That's a very good point that I was missing here. What about Lim? Lim, I think, belongs here, honestly, in the S, right behind Choi. Uh, but just for the fact that he's a one-trick pony, he doesn't really do that much damage. All you have to do is just bring him in for a break, and break he does do well. That's about it, honestly. I don't really have it all to say about Lim. What do you think?
Yeah, Lim, he's a cool character, but he just doesn't do as much as I think he should. So I think that's fine having him
Yeah,
in S.
one of the characters that definitely deserves a lot more love. Now, Mei Lin, a core unit. Let's be honest, for Wobble especially, a core unit for your guild fights, for your water team at least. What are your thoughts about that? Does she belong in the SS? Would she belong be like behind the DPS characters, or does she belong to get boosted up a little bit?
Malin is very, very good, of course. Definitely important to get through Wobble. If you guys are struggling and you don't have Malin, I would try to, summon for her. I think it's worth it. So I think bottom at SS, I don't think she's as good as the DPSs, but she's right there with them in terms of supporting them. So
Yeah, that's fair. What about Min, the man
Min,
himself, Min
I,
Byung?
SS, I mean,
SS.
he's up
There's no
there.
comparison. He's the best supporter in the game, in my opinion. Honestly, definitely a strong, strong unit. Now, Jiwoo is pretty interesting. I think I would put Jiwoo here, just for the fact that she's very, very important when it comes down to the wobble and the guild boss and all that good stuff. So now that the water team is a must-have in every single content, I think Jiwoo definitely deserves a spot over there. Again, not as strong as the DPS characters, but definitely up there in the SS tier.
Yeah, definitely she has a lot of utility with her break, and she still does damage. She's not like super weak, which I really like that she um, adds contributions to your team. So yeah, definitely SS character for sure.
Fair enough. Aslambek, I think after the buff is actually now either S or S plus, bottom of S plus, I would say. Uh, I think I would put him here just because he needs to be tested a little bit more. I think he definitely deserves to be in the S tier, though. He's definitely a strong hunter with a lot of damage and a lot of DPS potential, especially after the buffs like Izet.
Yeah, if you can build him out correctly and bring out his full potential after the buffs, I think he's actually decent now. So yeah, I think I would agree.
Wu Jinchul, the meme to dream unit.
Meme to
Where would you
dream.
put him?
Finally, we got some buffs for Wu Jin Chul, so I think he's better than Silvermane. Why don't you play some? Because I don't know, but I think he's better than Silvermane.
Honestly, I would put him here above Bake, but not as good as Emma. And again, he's good for the Wobble character. You know what I mean? Like for the Wobble event, excuse me. And all the floors that obviously need a breaker, he's definitely the man you should be turning to, as well as Jiwoo if you're really, really struggling with that floor 25. So yeah, I
Oh,
think he's definitely there.
yeah, and the lava and the Encore, the new lava
Oh
monster
yeah,
rock dude. Yeah.
and the new Encore missions. Yeah, true. I forgot about that. Yeah, my bad. That's also a thing.
No, yep.
Now, Yosoyeon, where,
Yosoyeon, I think she does
where?
she does really good damage. I only really play her against content weak to fire. I don't know. I think she's definitely better than Silvermane, but probably not as
She's
good as,
definitely better.
yeah, I don't know if she could be S plus though. I think that all she does is damage. She doesn't really have too much utility. So it's really just if you need the DPS, you can throw her in against content weak to fire, but that's probably where she sits.
Yeah, defense span, a lot of fire damage, all that good stuff. Now we've almost at the end of our list with only the two units, the two brand new units here. Let's start with Hanseme because I don't want to make people mad by making Gogen He our our first character out of these two. Where would you put Hanseme here? I think she
Handsome?
definitely belongs in the S plus, right? She has to
Yeah,
be in the S plus
I
somewhere.
think she's. I don't know. Do you think she's above Woojin? I think she's below Emma, but above Woojin Chul. Because like how I see her in the game, I've summoned for her and I built her out. She's very, very good support, does insane healing, but herself, she doesn't really do any damage. Like she does zero damage. So you can't count on her like individually, but with other hunters, she is very good in that sense.
I completely agree. But the thing is, with like Hansemi here, I think the fact that she basically has her weapon making her do more damage, and she buffs people like Mere and Wu Jinsho when it comes down to your party. I think she definitely deserves a spot in those top tier hunters. That's for sure. She's
Y-
becoming a core unit, and she just only got released. So yeah, I believe that's the case right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Now, the most controversial pick in the world, Gogen He. A lot of people are saying like he's very underwhelming. A lot of people saying that because of his advancements that we're getting for free, he's definitely going to be worth pulling for. What are your thoughts? Where do you think he belongs on this list right here?
Yeah, it's tricky to place him because I obviously we haven't gotten him yet when we're making this video, but from what I've seen, he probably fits somewhere in S. I'm just not sure where, because he came out, it looked like he was good when he first came out, but then digging a little bit deeper, it looked like he was trash, but then he's now back to being like decent. So it's hard to place him. It's kind of been all over the place, in my opinion.
Honestly, for me personally, at A0 or A1 where we are receiving him, I think he belongs here. It just for the fact that he is not quite as strong. But if we end up getting him all the way up to A3, I think he definitely belongs here or even here, just because of the fact that of the buff that he's going to be receiving at that advancement, I should say. So I think he's going to be a top character, but he definitely needs those advancements. Again, if you're not going to be going for the advancements, I think he's going to definitely be at the bottom, somewhere around here. Uh, and which is sad because at the end of the day, the master needs to be better than the student, which makes sense if he's here. But without the advancements, I think he's here, even here at best. That's my thoughts on Gogun He.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn because you would think like so if you're free to play, he's going to be very helpful because he's just a free SSR, but if you're pay to win, then you can go for those advancements because you probably have a bunch of tickets to summon. So I don't know, he's kind of like, hey, he's helpful for free to play, but then it's hard to get the dupes for him when you're free to play. So it's kind of like it's bittersweet, I think, his addition to the game. So yeah, it's kind of hard to place him, but yeah, somewhere in S plus or S, that's probably where I'd have him.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think that brings us to the end of our list, guys. Thank you so much, Ember, for joining us today. And I hope this is not going to be the last time you're going to be here on the channel. I have a feeling about it. I'm pretty sure that everyone's going to show us some love and support, definitely. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think the Hunter tier list obviously came out pretty good. I'm sure some people might disagree in some areas, but
That's
it,
fine.
yeah, I
Can't
think
please everyone.
no, 100%. But I think we did it as fair as possible. And I'm just trying to think of what else we can talk about. We are definitely going to be doing more tier lists and more content together, so I'll be talking about that on my channel as well. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. And yeah, I mean, I'll let you close this out.
Thank you so much. Honestly, this has been great. Thank you for having me on your video and not having you on my video as well. But at the same time, I think this is the tier list here, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to show some love to Ember and myself on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Happy leveling. Peace.
Take care. Peace.